Welcome to the Couch Potato Show, our new podcast where we discuss all things baseball, basketball, football, and yes, sometimes even hockey. I'm Tyler Maines, and alongside me are my good old pals Frank Pettorini and Eric Bender. How we doing today, boys?
I'm doing good, Tyler. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
I'm wonderful as well.
I guess we can start off with talking about these new these new plans for the baseball season with the whole coronavirus outbreak. When do you guys want to expand on what the proposal was?
I'll take that. So basically, the owners approved it. I think it was yesterday. And the basic ideas of the plan is like they're gonna import like a universal DH. They're gonna have a 14-team postseason, and then the players make salary only off of team revenue, which is where the players' associations like really have a problem with it because the revenue's gonna be way down if there's no fans in attendance, which is likely at this point.
Yeah, gate is a big part of it, but to me, this is my philosophy, honestly. And we'll get into the specific rules, universal DH and all that. But to me, if they're splitting the revenue 50-50, and the players who, because some players, I was watching an interview with Mark Teixeira, and he stated that actually some players will actually get a pay increase, and the players who won't get that increase in pay due to this 50-50 revenue split, can't they afford to just like take a little bit of a pay hit this year when in 2 years they're making like $40 million a year? Like, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Like some of these guys make like 40 million dollars a year, and I think they could afford to take 1 year off of like their major salaries if it means having baseball again, to be honest with you. But some guys aren't willing to do that, which is not good. But, you know.
I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like both sides are greedy to a certain extent, but to me, like, I don't know. And the fact that a person like Mark Teixeira, a former player, is even taking the owner's side here, like this is a situation like no other. It's, to me, the players could make a little bit of a sacrifice, you know. And I get it. Some guys are making the league minimum, but under this, they might be making more. So I don't know. To me, that just seems like the proper course of action. Get us some sports men.
yeah. There was also the proposal involving the universal DH, which has been in discussion for the past couple of years now, to actually happen with putting a DH in the lineup for all NL teams. Um, what do you think the impact is gonna have, like with that, with like the teams like barely knowing, and like even that much in advance?
Well, for the national teams, obviously it's going to be a problem because they don't really have a DH per se. Like all the American League teams sign certain guys
Right.
like just to be a DH. Like I know Nelson Cruz has been a DH for like 5 or 6 years now. That's all he does. And same thing with David Ortiz at the end of his career. He was solely a DH. That's the only reason he kept going back to the Red Sox wasn't to play defense. It was only to be a DH. So that's where the National League could falter a little bit because they don't really have time to figure out who they would want to be a DH.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And to me, like, I always thought this could be a blessing in disguise in this form of a universal DH. Hopefully, they go with it this season. And just, in my opinion, just stick with it. I'm done with
Yeah.
let's see you. Come on, you got to see the strategy of the pitcher. No, I'm not buying that anymore.
Yeah.
You could bunt with a ninth place hitter. You don't need to bunt with a pitcher and have him get injured.
Yeah, like Max Scherzer a couple years ago where he broke his nose trying to practice bunting.
Yeah.
Like, it's just pointless. Like, why do it?
Seriously, I've seen one too many. It just, oh my God. Tanaka, I think, had something years back.
Tanaka pulled both hamstrings running the bases 1 year.
Ridiculous.
In one play.
The only thing I'm gonna miss is those Bartolo Colon a couple years ago when he hit his first home run.
Yeah, that was pretty
Like
cool.
you can argue that that's the greatest moment in Mets history.
It's pretty cool.
I think it is.
Yeah, like people were trying to get him to hit a home run for years because like everyone knows he's hit like under 100 for like every season he's hit.
Yeah, he's an awful hitter, but that one time where he makes contact just because he's so big.
I did love that moment, honestly. That is certainly can be used in the defense of having that pitcher in the lineup because that was to say legendary might be a bit far-fetched, but it was a notable moment, very memorable moment. So
Oh yeah.
for me, for every one of those, you have 3 or 4, pitchers just like looking like doofuses.
Yeah,
It's,
the only time I remember a pitcher actually hitting well is that, and like the opening day a few years ago where Madison Bumgarner hit like 2 homers and then pitched 8 innings, and like that was it. Like there's only like 5 or 6 pitchers in the entire league that can actually swing a bat and do it effectively.
It's certainly an anomaly when it comes to that.
Yeah, there's like Mad Bum, Mike Lorenzen can hit, Zach Greinke can hit a little bit, and like that's pretty much it. But
yeah, in addition to that universal DH, I think they're talking about for this temporary season, I think they said it would be 82 games in that proposal yesterday, starting in early July, and we'd be looking at a 14-team postseason. So that's interesting. How do you guys think that impacts teams going in? Because it's almost like
you're playing just to make the postseason. It's not like you're playing to win a championship. Like I get like it's more inclusive. This is the way the NBA does it, where like over half the league makes the postseason, and I just don't think it's like right per se, because like you can play under 500 and still make the postseason. Like I just don't think that's like actual like how it should
the one
be.
thing
Like,
the one thing that I really like about the 14-team postseason is the fact that the number one team in each division, or the number one team, the number one seed in each league, so that'd be the AL and the NL, get I think a bye.
Yeah, that was the way I read it too.
Yeah, so that would cause competition. Like talking about the AL, that would cause competition at the top with like the Yankees and the Astros and maybe even the Red Sox if they show up.
Throw the Twins in there too, maybe.
The Twins, the Rays, even maybe.
Yeah, the Rays are really good too. So, and then the NL, it's like the Dodgers and like everybody else.
Yeah,
is what it is.
I don't know. I mean, I think the 14-team postseason would like strongly favor those teams that are like a lot better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have like a 14-team postseason where like the best team is like barely above 500, and they're playing teams that are like 40 games over 500, it's just gonna be
like the Nationals of last year. If they were in a 14-team playoff system, they would not have won the World Series.
No, they definitely would not have. Because there's just too many things that can go wrong with that many teams in one postseason. Like, they were the team last year that got hot at the right time, but like with 14 teams, like literally any team can go hot at any time.
Yeah, there's going to be so many more opportunities.
Yeah. And I don't know how they would do it with like series and like wild card games and stuff like that. It would just be really confusing to follow.
Well, I guess the first round would be 6 teams in each league because of the 2 byes.
Yeah.
So it'd be 3 wild card games.
Would they be games, or would they be like 5-game series? Did they mention that?
I don't know. They might be like
best. Probably just be wild card.
They might be like they may be even best of 3. I don't know.
Yeah, they might even do.
But like, yeah, because there's the 4. Is there 3 or 4 divisions?
Well,
there's 3 per league.
3. So yeah. 6. So there was. Oh, that might be. Because if there's 7 teams per league and there's 3 division winners, then there's 4 teams that make the playoffs that don't win the division.
Yeah, there'd be like 4 wildcard teams, you could say.
Yeah, we also might see a different divisional lineup, because I heard something.
Yeah, I did see that too. They were trying to make it like the spring training leagues, where like it's like the Cactus League is like the American League or something, and like the Grapefruit is like the National League. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not for it, but I mean, if it brings back baseball, I'm fine with it.
I totally understand that, and I think we'd be going based on like geography just to make travel.
Yeah.
And they said that they would pick like certain cities to play all the games in. Like I know Miami was a big city to play the games in. Las Vegas was mentioned. I don't know where they would play in Las Vegas though.
Well, Vegas has a AAA stadium that's like that they just built.
The 51s or something, Area 51s.
The Aviators, they're now called.
They changed their name to the Aviators.
The Aviators, yeah.
So I guess you could play there. I mean, I don't think they're going to have any games in New York City, to be honest with you. It sucks for us because we're Yankees fans, but like I don't know if they can play in New York just because it's just not going to open up anytime soon.
I think with the proposal that they have, I think there's going to be more things that come out saying like we're going to play in cities and the Yankees and Mets are gonna have to play like all away games.
Yeah, they're going to play their home games on like some neutral site or
Yeah,
something.
which would suck.
But it is what it is. I mean, as long as they play.
What's the alternative?
Yeah,
Like not playing at
no
all.
baseball.
So
All right, well, let's get on to something different. NFL draft just happened a couple weeks ago.
yep, I did watch it.
That was
It was interesting.
yeah, to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean, Roger Goodell has a very nice basement. I thought it would be a lot nicer.
he might need to remodel his basement.
Maybe a bit. His 35 or whatever it was year old couch that he watches every single game on that's not even facing the TV is interesting.
Question is,
After they,
yeah, the only question: what is the highlight? Is it Belichick's dog making a pick for him, or is it
Oh yeah, for sure. No, Bill
Definitely
Belichick's
Belichick's
dog is for sure the number one.
adorable dog? I'll give you that.
Yeah.
there was always the moment where Goodell didn't know like if the camera was on him, and he was always talking to the camera crew behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And he didn't know he was live.
Actually, I think the highlight might be Dave Gettleman sitting in his basement with a mask on.
The mask on. His basement with no one else around, no one in sight, just wearing a mask.
Like, what are you doing?
So funny.
He's like making up. He like makes the pick for the Giants and then throws the mask on and just like walks around. It's like, what do you like? Why?
You see Belichick walking around with his dog, checking the computer like the dog's making the right choice.
Oh yeah.
It was fun. It was interesting to watch it because I don't usually watch the draft. I've only watched it about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I started watching it, so it was interesting to watch.
Eric, you're a Jaguars fan. How do you think the Jaguars did?
Yeah, first of all, don't remind me, Tyler. Second of all, I mean, this is clearly a year. It's going to be a rebuild year. And I don't think anyone has, they did add, I think it's official that they added the third wild card spots. I think that's a thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, they could add 8 wild card spots.
Yeah, it would make a difference.
Yeah, it doesn't really help you.
Yeah, it's like, there's being pessimistic, but like there's nothing you can do this season. Maybe Gardner overperforms their quarterback, Gardner Minshew, but they signed Mike Glennon. Like no big moves are being made for the Jaguars. It's just one of those years. Let's see who's in the top 3.
I think the Jaguars, and I was watching the Pat McAfee show the other day, and he was talking about how the Jaguars signing Mike Glennon is the ultimate we are tanking move. Like, that's basically pushing the I quit button on the 2020 season.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
you could have signed
before you even start.
you could have signed Cam Newton to be an instant starter over Gardner Minshew. But no, you signed Mike Glennon.
Yeah, very true. And I don't know, Gardner, he was good last season. I thought he was a little bit overhyped. I feel like people see the image of him and like he's very gimmicky, he's very kooky, he's got the mustache, and people are like, he's really good. He's good because he's colorful.
Yeah, he's good because he looks funny.
He's all right.
Tyler, I know you're a Giants fan. How do you think the Giants ended up?
I think the picks that they made were good. I think just talking about the rounds 1 and 2 for the Giants, because I couldn't tell you who they picked in the other rounds. We got Andrew Thomas in the first round, which was an interesting pick by Dave Gettleman. Not the first time he's made an interesting pick.
He always makes interesting.
Higher on that pick, to be honest. I feel like he's decent. He's very left tackle ready. He's got good size.
Absolutely, he's the most NFL ready tackle.
I would disagree with that. I don't know.
There were certainly some maulers there.
It might be the Alabama bias in me just not wanting the guy from Georgia, but
true. That's definitely a factor.
But hey, we got it back with Dave Gettleman's second pick in the second round, taking Xavier McKinney.
Yeah, that was a great pickup for you guys.
I mean, some people said that he was the best safety in the draft, and that was like a position that we really need.
Yeah.
So
I know when we were watching
big
it
X
together,
man.
and you guys were like, how is Xavier McKinney still on the board? I'm like, I don't know. I don't watch football a lot, but I know he was pretty solid first round pick.
Yeah.
And he just kept falling and falling. So
I mean,
He really is first round talent.
Oh yeah. He went to Alabama, the same place that Landon Collins went, and the Giants got Landon Collins with the first pick of the second round, back in 2014, maybe, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He ended up really good for him, and Xavier. If you look at Xavier McKinney's stats in college, he played 10 less games and had more tackles, more pass deflections, more interceptions, and more sacks.
Well, then you're in great shape because Landon Collins ended up really good for you guys until you let him go. So.
What am I missing? Why did Xavier McKinney have injury issues? Why did he fall in the second round? Do we know that?
No.
I don't know personally. I thought he was like first round talent or near the bottom of the first round probably.
It almost seemed too good to be true for the Giants. I don't know though.
Yeah, I don't think there was any knock with him. I mean,
it's just one of those guys that just fell for no.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen.
Not for safeties.
I don't know. He had no injuries this past year for what I know. I don't know. It was a cool pick though, because I've like seen him walk in class and shit like on campus.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
So
now he goes to your favorite team.
Yeah. That'll be exciting to watch though.
Yeah, he should be pretty good. I mean, based upon what I saw from him in the little college football that I did watch this year.
I don't know. We shall see. Let's move on to basketball, because this is probably one of the more interesting sports to talk about with this whole coronavirus thing, being that basketball was cut short and stopped in the middle of the season.
I know when the NBA stopped, it basically was like a domino effect from there. Like after the NBA suspended its operations, basically every sports league did after that. Like the NBA was the first to drop, and then it was college basketball after that, and then right after that it was the spring training for baseball. So they were like the league that really set everything in motion. But it was probably the right decision considering like how it is now. Like if the NBA was still going on right now, like the way it is, it would have been much worse, and they would have never been able to salvage any kind of season.
Oh yeah.
So it was probably the right decision. Although many people didn't like it very much, me included, because I wanted to watch my Timberwolves suck for another year. But
well, as a Heat fan, I was looking forward to the postseason.
Yeah, you guys were living it up. I was in the basement
hoping for top 4
pick. Hoping for LaMelo Ball probably or something like that.
But yeah, it would have made it a lot worse if they kept going, because there was the outbreak in the Utah Jazz locker room.
Yep.
With Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. I know.
And I went to the Sixers with that one guy. I forgot his name.
Yeah. I know Christian Wood got it on the Pistons. Kevin Durant, a number of Nets players had it, and Kevin Durant was included in that.
Yeah.
And he didn't even play.
No, he wasn't playing at all. He was still out from his torn ACL, so he wasn't playing.
Yeah, I guess just being around the guys, that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a number of other guys that had it. But basically if you look at the schedule that those teams played, like we were mentioning the Pistons, the Nets, and the Jazz, none of those teams played each other in like the weeks like coming up to the really suspension.
Fans or like from other teams that didn't get tested or something like that.
Yeah,
which is
so
really scary
who knows how
this kind of
many
disease.
teams actually had it in their locker room?
Yeah. And you know, like with this sort of disease, like a lot of people are like asymptomatic and they don't even know that they have it, and they just spread it around to everyone.
Yeah,
So you never really know who had it and who didn't have it.
exactly. But yeah, I mean, basketball's talking about having their combine be online and like virtual, and just having players record their combine, which is not going to work.
It's not going to work. I applaud the effort, I guess, but it's like there's nothing really you can do, because I know scouts really say like in person is the best way to do it, and that's why like a lot of scouts they look at video, but they don't spend a ton of time on video. They'd rather see them in person. It's because the in-person player could be way different than the player you see on tape. So
absolutely, yes, because that's just more. It's a bigger leap than this, but it is a more pressurous situation. Just performing in front of people, like if in the comfort of your home, it's like kind of pressure's off.
Like there's no eyes on you all the time.
Yeah.
You don't know the man that's like looking at you the entire time. So it could be anybody if you just do video. So
seriously, and a big part of it is even it's as simple as like a player's body language, like just in that interaction of like player to like potential coach and just any kind of figure on that team. It's like, I don't know, you're just not getting that with this virtual stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. They made the draft work with the NFL, and we were all saying that wasn't going to work. So I don't know. They might find a way to.
They might figure it out, but like a big part of it's like face-to-face interaction with the scouting. I'm like even like shaking a guy's hand is like a massive part of scouting. Like I heard Kawhi Leonard didn't get drafted by, I forget what team it was, but they didn't draft him because he was sweaty in his interview when they talked to him face-to-face. So like a big stuff like that could stop him from getting drafted by a certain team.
Great call by that team. Yeah, he's sweaty. We don't want him.
Yeah. He's sweaty. He's only one of two rings at this point and 2 finals MVPs. But
damn defense. Thank you. I don't want that sweat.
I'll pass the sweaty
though. Hockey has canceled their minor league season as of now. They suspended their operations mid-season too.
Yeah, makes sense.
There's nothing like new with. Yeah, nothing new with hockey. UFC. Bender, you're a big UFC guy. What the hell happened this past weekend?
So yeah, they had their opening card last Saturday. They're gonna have one on this Wednesday, which is going to be today. It should be tonight, the 13th, and then they're gonna have one Saturday as well. And we're gonna be making some predictions for that Saturday card.
Yeah.
Later on, main event, Overeem versus Harris. But so last Saturday rather, they open back up. Obviously, naturally, they're gonna face some criticism just because someone had to be the first one to do it.
Yeah, somebody had to open the gates, I guess.
Yeah, and Dana White, president of UFC, does not care about the media.
Where are they holding the events?
It was actually in Jacksonville, and they're gonna continue to work because he's Dana White, and really all the UFC has been working with the Florida government. Like Dana himself recommended, if you're looking to open back up, go to Florida. They're so good, they're so prepared, they're so reliable.
And Florida's like the only state that's actually open at this point.
Yeah,
like they're fully open, I think.
It's a match that made sense, and they're thinking of moving it to Vegas just because that's the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas. Yeah. So maybe eventually that's coming, but right now for at least the upcoming 2 cards, I'd have to imagine they're in Florida as well. But some of it was rocky. They administered over 1,200 tests, I believe. So it's not like they were loosey goosey by any means. And some stuff looked bad. The one fighter actually was positive, Ronaldo Jacare Souza, him and his cornerman, and some of the stuff didn't look great because there was an image and there was video of Jacare interacting with other fighters, and Dana White said himself, the optics on that, they don't look great.
Yeah. I know they were holding WWE events in somewhere in Florida.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so
they were holding those. So slowly but surely, we're getting back to having sports around, but of course, it's like none of the 4 major sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, sports like wrestling and UFC, it's like just the of them and how, if you like, football, you got a 53-man roster plus all the freaking coaches. UFC is just, you got the two fighters, there are three cornermen, a ref, they even spread out the announcers.
Exactly. And like baseball's a 25 men, and then there's like 50 coaches that you could have, advisors or whatever. And then basketball is the 15-man roster with like, they have coaches for like rebounding. It's like so many coaches. So
yeah, it's a lot. And in my opinion, UFC being the first one, I'd say it was successful. You had one guy be positive, some of his cornermen be positive. But, the UFC is going to help him, obviously. And the guy's like upper 30s, I believe. So, he's not at too much risk. Obviously, he's in great shape. He's a professional athlete. UFC is going to help him all the way through. But, obviously, you don't want anyone to be positive at all. But, stuff like this.
It's like inevitable at this point. Like, there's going to be someone that's positive. It's just how well you can contain it after they test positive.
And one person, that's containing it pretty well. It's like very, very strict protocols to follow. And Jacare, it's being around other fighters, you could argue he didn't follow it as well as others, but and it's UFC opening up. It's a great thing. Like Dana White said himself, he was in contact with other sports organizations. They were reaching out to him and asking him questions, which it makes sense because UFC could serve as that microcosm of like what other leagues need to do. Obviously, you're not gonna, it's not apples and apples. More of apples and oranges, but there's stuff.
General idea though.
Yeah, the testing, how they administer it. There's a lot of stuff that could be carried over, and hopefully the UFC could lead the way for other leagues.
Yeah. Well, in golf, the PGA Tour is coming back in about a month, so that's a plus. Golf is obviously a very easy sport to social distance with, so I was guessing that was going to be one of the first ones to announce a restart date. But also, we're recording this on the 13th, so 10 days from tomorrow, on May 24th, is the great matchup of Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning and Tiger Woods.
Very, very excited for this. This is going to be interesting.
This is going to be at Medalist Golf Club in Florida, which is actually owned by Tiger. This is going to be an interesting matchup because I know 2 years ago, Phil Mickelson and Tiger had their one-on-one pay-per-view golf event in Arizona. And
even that was so entertaining.
I saw bits and pieces of it, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like they were making bets like just out of the blue. It would be like who could get to the green first, and they would like race. It was amazing.
Ridiculous bets just for fun.
So entertaining, and that competitive nature with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna go times 7. Like it's gonna be crazy.
The one thing that I'm happy about is the way they split up the teams, because I know Tom Brady and Tiger Woods are going to be like zoned in and focused the entire time, and Peyton and Phil are probably going to be like the ones trash talking and
doing like whatever,
looking like they had too many beers to drink the previous night, and I don't know. It's gonna be really great to watch. NASCAR returns this Sunday at Darlington Speedway for the Darlington 400. Obviously no fans in attendance, but they'll have their the lineup, and we'll make picks for that in a little bit.
It's again one of those events that like you can social distance with because they're all
they're all in cars, and you're really only interacting with like the only interactions is like each pit crew is just interacting with themselves, so the drivers aren't really even doing anything. So actually let's make picks for that now.
Okay.
All right, so first we're going to do picks for the UFC main event on Saturday. Alistair Overeem versus Walt Harris. Frank, who you got?
I'm gonna take Overeem. I think. I don't know why. I like his name. I don't know anything about UFC.
Oh, well, I'm thinking along the same, Frank. I might have some some background for.
Yeah, you have background in it, so if you're picking him, it must be a good pick.
I don't know about that. You know, I lost a nice $40 the other day on the first UFC card.
That's not what I want to hear.
You know, I originally had Overeem as well, but listening and to you saying that you lost $40 the other day on UFC picks, I'm gonna go with Walt Harris.
Not a bad call, Mains. Not a bad call. He is the betting
That's not
favorite.
terrible.
Unbeaten in his last 4.
Is he?
Yeah. Well, you know, he had 3 wins and I think a no contest. But
Oh, we got big man now. Let's go. I know nothing about UFC.
He's up and coming. And Overeem definitely passed his prime since fighting Miocic in 2016 for the title. He's 4-3, but just coming off a real heartbreaking loss. He was in control the entire fight versus Jaurizio Rosenstrike, and there was like 4 seconds left, and he got knocked out. It was insane. He was ahead in every single judge's scorecard. But I think that shows he can still contend. You know, it was a fluke thing, but he really had control for the large majority of that fight. And, you know, he is 39. He is clearly past his prime. And like we said, Harris is on a roll, unbeaten in his last 4 fights. But, I don't know. I just think...
Andrew, you're not making me very comfortable with this pick.
But here's the silver lining, Franklin. Overeem and his experience, just the caliber of fighters he's fought, it's championship level. He's won championships in other organizations. Arguably one of the best fighters in UFC history to never win a belt in the UFC. Walt Harris, besides his last win in Alexei Oleinik, or one of his recent wins, it's, you know, to me, we just haven't gotten the same talent. He's faced people like Fabricio Verdum, and he got submitted in like a minute. So, to me, Overeem hasn't gotten a submission probably like about 10 years. But, you know, the submission game's there. He's a big, muscular guy. If he wants to grapple with him, he can grapple with him. And to me, if you're Overeem going into this fight, I think he is better equipped in terms of cardio. You know, it's kind of use that Ali rope-a-dope strategy, tire Walt Harris out a little bit, let him exert some energy, and then take him into the deep waters, the later rounds, because Overeem has some serious experience with these long fights.
Well, let's hope he can pull it out. That way we can get ahead of Tyler on the first pick. Because
we're going to have...
historically, I've not gotten very well with picks.
We're going to make that UFC worth 1 point, and how we're going to do it is some events are going to be worth more points. If you get it right, you get those points. And we're just going to add up like points as we go each week, and until we end with some date that will be determined. So the UFC fight is going to be worth 1 point. And then the second thing and the last thing that we're going to make picks on this week, the Darlington 400, is going to be worth 3 points.
It's a big one.
Thanks.
So, Eric, you started off. Who are you going with?
Well, interestingly, this race, I feel like, could really go either way. You're not getting your usual practice time, not getting to do that same routine they always do. So it's really... I feel like this could really, you know, you're really earning the 3 points if you predict who wins this. I'm going with Kevin Harvick. Historically, he starts fast. One of the favorites going in. To me, that's a safe pick. He's had success at Darlington, I think, in the past. I don't know. It's really one of those things. You just throw it in.
Yeah, racing's one of those ones where you just like kind of pick a random one and see what happens.
Yeah, it could honestly be anybody.
Yeah.
All right, Frank, who are you going with?
I'm going to go with Denny Hamlin. I don't know. He's tied with Harvick, second highest odds. I don't remember who has the highest odds. I think Tyler knows. I think that's his pick. But, yeah, so me and Harvick are basically the same odds.
Yeah, so my pick is Kyle Busch, the 18 car. My favorite racer for a long time. Love the M&Ms. Love them.
Of course.
For Tyler.
And he just so happens to... I didn't even look at the odds. He just so happens to have the highest odds. So, yeah, we're looking good on that front.
We're looking good. Should be fine.
I'll take it. All right, so we're done with picks for now. Yeah, Eric, you've got a. We're gonna move into a segment called "For Whom Does He Play?" because it's not copyrighted.
Yes, we got copyright
It's
here.
very similar to another segment that another maybe basketball show does. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe with some NBA legends on this
Yeah, I don't know.
seat. Maybe.
I don't know what you're insinuating, Frank, but I don't like it. Let's get into this.
So Eric's gonna give us. There's gonna be 5 rounds. Eric's gonna give us each of us 5 players, and we're gonna have to tell him who he plays for. And we're gonna do baseball this week.
Yes.
So we're gonna name the baseball team that he plays for. And if there's a tie after 5 rounds, we'll go into a sudden death 6th round. So, all right, Eric, go ahead.
Let's do it. So, the first player is Jesus Luzardo. Jesus Luzardo.
I heard the name before. Here. I'm between 2 teams. Okay.
I feel like it's a team I don't like.
I'm indifferent about them.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm right.
You guys might be talking about 2 different teams.
Yeah, we might be talking about a different team. I don't know.
Okay. All right, I've got my team.
All right, I'll go first then.
Okay.
I think he plays for the Texas Rangers.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, you guys are in the right league. It is the AL, but no, he's a starting pitcher for the Athletics. Jesus Luzardo.
They were one of the 3 teams I was thinking about.
Yeah, I was either gonna pick the Rangers, the A's, or the Brewers. Popped in my head for some reason.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so we're 0 for 1 thus far. Like Tyler said,
all right,
5 rounds in total.
Who's next?
Frank. I'm not sure it gets any easier, but yeah. This next player, I'm a big fan of his. I don't know how familiar you guys are with him, but Colin Moran. No, it's you're gonna after this season, if it even happens, you're gonna hear the name.
Colin Moran.
Big fan of this guy.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Tyler's gonna reveal first this time.
I'm gonna go. I'm trying to think of a team that you would be like familiar with enough that you would actually like know this guy.
That you would watch.
Because I know for a fact he's not in the Yankee system.
No, we know that because we're all avid Yankee fans. So he's not a Yankees player.
Colin Moran is his name.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Rockies.
That's literally what I was gonna say. All right, I have to pick a different team. Huh?
You stick with the Rockies.
You stick with the Rockies.
I don't want to be both right though. All right, I'm gonna pick. I don't know, the Marlins.
Okay, well the good news is you wouldn't have been both right. You're both wrong, unfortunately. Colin Moran, he's at the hot corner for the Pirates, third baseman.
Oh.
Beautiful glove work. Really, I see potential.
I thought Newman was their third baseman, or is he an outfielder? He might be an outfielder.
Yeah. It's Moran's got the post at third base. This kid. Once the season begins, he's gonna be someone to watch. He's ridiculous. His glove just highlights. I was watching just the other day. So talented.
All right, who's next?
Me and Tyler are gonna guess the same random team.
I don't like this Moran guy anymore. Who's next?
I'm not gonna watch him. I'm gonna boo him. Don't come to New York. I'm gonna boo him.
So on to round 3.
Tyler, we gotta get one eventually.
Yeah.
Can't end with zeros.
Can't end with the goose eggs.
Yeah.
Right. Dwight Smith Jr.
Dwight Smith Jr.
Yes.
I know Dwight Powell plays for the Mavericks.
That's basketball.
That's impressive.
What?
That's impressive. Half a
Thank
point?
you.
No.
Half a point.
All right, the judges said no.
No. Dwight Smith.
And Franklin, it is your turn
My
first.
turn to go first? Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I think I got it. Okay, I think I got it. Orioles.
Mr. Maines.
I was thinking of the Twins, but I'm not going to go with the Twins. I'm going to go with the Angels.
Angels, okay. Well, the good news is somebody got it right. That's the good news. Frank's got it. It's the Orioles.
Let's go.
Oh my
Frank
god.
takes the lead.
He plays like center field or something, right? I think he plays center field.
Yeah. Or, I think it might be left field.
He plays some kind of outfield.
Yeah,
I
probably
don't know.
both, honestly.
If Eric went ahead and said, no, he's a pitcher, I was going to kill you because you definitely looked that up.
Yeah. Imagine. Oh, my God. Okay, so on to round 4. Frank has the lead, 1-0. Fourth round. Hector Neris.
All right, he's definitely a pitcher because with the name Hector Neris, you have to be a pitcher.
I know for a fact he's a pitcher.
He has to be a pitcher.
You're both on the mark there.
Okay.
There are some guys with names that just have to be pitchers. They can't be names.
Hector Neris. I can give you a team that he has played for.
That's not hard. Again, judges say no.
Yeah, the course is current event, Maine. History.
Hector Neris.
So, Maines, it'll be your turn to reveal first whenever you got an answer.
I have a feeling. I don't know if it's right. But go with your gut, I guess.
I'm going to take a guess and go with the Astros.
All right. Well, I'm going to guess and say the Twins.
Okay, he is the closer for the Phillies.
No, didn't even pop in my head.
Is
All
that
right.
one? All right, this is the
This is the penultimate round.
yes. Last round. If Tyler ties it up, we will go to a sudden death round. So this is his chance.
Now, I'm definitely going to go first for this. That way I don't just pick the same as Tyler.
Yeah, exactly. And
Because then now it's stupid.
yes. So, all right. Final one. Tom Murphy.
Oh, God. I wish you said John Ryan Murphy because
Yeah,
then I
I
would have said
just-
Twins.
Yeah,
I
not
know for a fact he plays for the Twins.
Yeah.
But Tom Murphy.
Tom Murphy. He's a catcher as well. I'll say that.
Also a catcher. Okay. All right. So what team does not have an established catcher? That I know about anyway. I'm gonna go with I don't know. The Reds.
The Reds. All right. Tyler, what are you thinking? For the
I have
tie.
no idea.
Confidence. That's good. That's good.
I'm just going to take a guess and just go with, I don't know, the Mariners.
Well, you guessed correctly, Means.
Let's go!
Yeah. True story.
Let's go!
Bro.
I mean, in the clutch. Tied up.
Let's
One
go!
Oh my God. Yo, ice in your veins, Ty.
Your fashion. My goodness. Okay. On to
Alright,
sudden.
well,
So how do
now-
we do this? I'll say the name, and you guys, you know.
Well, I went first last time, so Tyler will go first.
So I
this
guess
time.
I have to go first this time.
Yeah.
But if it's sudden death,
Well,
you know, this is the last player I have. So
if
we're
it's-
ending in a tie. Is
well,
that-
how about whoever's like closest? So say like do
We'll do
it's the
geographical
right-
distance.
yeah. I don't know. Sure.
I know. We'll give you guys 2 guesses each this round. How about
Okay.
that?
All right, that works.
And if either one of you get it after 2 guesses, neither one of you deserves to win.
I know nobody wins.
Okay. But yes, Tyler, you were going first.
Okay. What's the player?
You probably need that first, yes.
Probably.
Probably good, yeah.
That would help.
Kyle Gibson.
Oh, got it. I already know it. Good luck, Ty. I already know it.
The pressure is on Maines.
I hope I know it. I hope I'm not being stupid.
Kyle Gibson. Again, I can tell you the teams that he has played for.
Yes.
I don't know where he currently is actually. So I'm gonna take a random guess, and I'm gonna go with.
Worked for you last time.
It did. Hmm. I'm gonna guess the Tigers. And
No,
yeah.
so I do one if I'm wrong.
oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it that way.
I don't think I'm wrong, but players switch teams all the time, so I could be wrong. Last I know of, he played for the Twins.
Twins. Okay. Tyler.
That was wrong?
That was wrong.
Oh my god.
Can we just keep going until we actually guess it?
We'll do that.
That way we actually have a winner.
Hold on. I'll write down what teams you've already guessed.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna take that.
So I said Tyler said Tigers. I said Twins.
Um,
No, how does he not play for the Twins? He pitched for them for years.
the Rays.
Rays. Okay. Because you went first, even if that is right. Where do you Frank?
So I have to guess that. Okay. So he doesn't play for the Twins.
I'm gonna write this down too.
I'm gonna go Angels.
Angels. Okay. Both wrong again. We'll take one last swing at it.
I'm still mad he didn't play for the Twins.
I'll reach out to the Twins organization, let them know. Yeah, your little plan you have going on, not important. Frank thinks he's done the
Go to whatever GM they have.
So we've guessed Tigers, Twins, Rays, Angels.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So
All right.
Tyler.
No, Tyler. Did I just go first, or did Tyler just go first?
No, it's still Tyler.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Rangers.
Rangers. Okay. Mr. Pettorini.
Rangers. All right. I know they have a bunch of random pitchers every year. The Rockies.
Okay, we have a winner, ladies and gentlemen, but not the Rockies, Frank. It is the Rangers. Tyler, comeback fashion.
Let's go.
That's the way to do it. It was an intense showdown. It only took us 3 rounds to nail down Kyle
Hit him with a
Gibson.
walk-off.
This is a joke.
1-0, baby.
Demand a recount.
Let's
Tyler
go.
remains undefeated, and I'll probably look equally as foolish once the tables are turned.
That was tough. I gotta give you credit there. That was tough.
You did a good job.
Thank you. Okay.
But Kyle Gibson did pitch for the Twins for a number of years. Like, I'm not making that up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
no,
did.
I think, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not like ridiculously stupid.
No. Well, you are, but that's not
That's
necessary.
different. It's a different category, though.
Yes,
It's a
exactly.
different topic.
Okay. Tyler Maines out with the W. Congrats, Mainsy.
Thank you. I would say that I'm very smart in my baseball knowledge, but those were 2 random guesses. So,
That's what I say coming. And I only got 1. So.
all right. So we're gonna start a new segment called Ranked, where we're gonna go ahead and rank to the best of our abilities the different things on this nifty website that I found. And this week we are going to be ranking the NBA City Edition jerseys for the 2019-2020 season. As you can see, we've got all the jerseys down there on the bottom. You guys can see that, right?
Some teams didn't release new jerseys, so some of them aren't happy.
Yeah, for the teams that didn't release new jerseys, I'm just using the jerseys that they released from the previous year.
Yeah.
I believe that was... There was a couple of them.
There's like four of them.
So we're gonna start off with the Philadelphia 76ers. Actually, no, we're gonna start off with the Atlanta Hawks, actually. So these are the jerseys, as you can see, beautifully displayed by Trey Young, Sugar Trey. So where are we ranking these?
I very much like this jersey just because I like the black on it, and the peach tree is like more a big Atlanta thing.
Yeah.
So I would put that as like a really good jersey, good to amazing. But
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I really like the simple design. Some jerseys are a little bit overcomplicated. I just like the black and just the text. And you, like Frank said, you do pay homage to Atlanta. So I think, yeah, I'd put it in the good category.
I don't like them. I think they're bad jerseys. So we'll put them at average for now.
Yeah, if you were bad on them, yeah, put them average, I guess.
All right. Next, we are gonna go with Boston Celtics. The gold letters and gold number.
For me, this would be more like an average kind of jersey because I know the Celtics and the Lakers are like the two teams that don't change their jerseys a lot. It's more like just different font, or like some kind of little shamrock on their jersey somewhere new. It's just kind of not boring because it's like an iconic jersey, but kind of overdone, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think I'd have it in the average category, to be honest. It's fine.
Yeah, I think these are better than the Hawks jerseys, but
really,
um,
a lot better than those.
well, I think a lot of jerseys are better than the Hawks jerseys, but that's just me. Yeah, I think these are average too, so we'll leave them there. Next, we're gonna go with, as soon as the page loads, the Nets jerseys. The Bed-Stuy.
Actually, I love these jerseys.
Paying homage to the notorious one. Notorious B.I.G. Biggie.
Yep. Okay.
I personally love these.
Yeah, I love them a lot too. I really like these.
I think the lettering looks like really cool with these.
It's more like a Brooklyn feel, like the graffiti type of.
Yeah, and especially with this on like the sides, like the trim. With all those colors, I really love that. Eric, what about you?
Yeah, no, this is the certainly the best of three. I'd probably put in the amazing category. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah, amazing.
All right. Next, we'll move on to Charlotte Hornets.
Just don't do it for. I'm not a fan. They're boring. They're just like any old like gray jersey. There's nothing really to look at.
Yeah, I'm not a fan just because I think these are nice jerseys. I'm not a fan of them because of how much better that the Hornets can do.
Yeah, it's more like these are the jerseys you come out with, like if you want to make a new away jersey or something like that.
That's what I think these are meant for.
Special edition kind of jersey.
Yeah, and they don't really.
All that.
What?
So
yeah, I agree.
I'd probably put that in like the way lower tier. Not like the garbage category, I guess, but like maybe bad or terrible. I don't know. Because I got in mind which ones are garbage.
So how do we feel about terrible?
I'll agree with terrible. Because
Yeah.
I really just don't like them.
Terrible. All right. Also, I forgot to mention this. The rule that we're gonna do is you're allowed to put one jersey in the GOAT category and one jersey in the garbage category.
And then the rest are just fine.
And then the rest are, you can put as many as you want in the middle ones. Chicago Bulls. That was the next one, right? Yeah.
Yes. I'm a big fan of these. I'm always a fan of powder blue. I feel like it looks nice with the red.
Yeah, but it's like too much powder blue though. That's the thing. I feel like if
too much powder blue. It's just right.
I mean, my high school baseball jersey was powder blue. So
there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks. I like it. No, it is a little overwhelming.
If they put the bowl in like red and then the rest of it was powder blue, I think that would look nicer. I like it. It's a good jersey. It's a
I
solid
Yeah.
jersey.
I really like these just because of like it displays like the Chicago flag so well,
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a big
Um,
part of the city.
and like this in the background is the Chicago flag. Um, I don't know. I think it just looks like really nice, and I would like it a lot better if they put like the stars like on the side.
Yeah, or like above the Bulls' head maybe or something
Yeah,
like
like
that.
down like here on the side or like here
Yeah,
across
that
the
would look really
top,
good too.
just somewhere. Cause I actually they might be down here
They
on the
might be on the
pant.
shorts actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like that.
All right. Well, that just moved it up in my head. All right. That's a good jersey. Then. That's a solid jersey.
Right. So where do we want to put this?
I put that in the good category probably.
Me as well.
We're saying it's better than these, but not than the Nets.
Exactly.
Well, I like the Peachtree ones better than these, but Tyler hates them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, more of a consensus good for the
yeah,
Okay.
consensus is that. Yeah.
Consensus good. All right. Next up, we've got the Cavaliers.
I think this is more like a 2005 kind of jersey. Like I don't know. I just get the feeling like young LeBron would look really good in this kind of jersey.
Yeah, they had something
Today,
similar to this.
2020, it's like, it's okay. Like, it's not terrible. It's better than the other ones we've seen. Like it's better than Charlotte's jersey.
I think
It's
we're
not.
getting too cute. I think it's too cute. The big C,
Yeah.
stripes on the side. Too much. Too much.
Yeah, I'm not a
Too
fan
much
of this.
Not a fan.
I put it in like the bad category. I don't really like it that much.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, fitting. Better than Charlotte. 'cause
Better
at least
than
they're
Charlotte.
trying.
Yeah, at least they didn't just throw up some CHA on their jerseys and call
Yeah.
it.
They support. You gotta respect that.
Yeah, they put the work in.
All right. Next, we've got the Dallas Mavericks.
These are terrible. This is my garbage jersey right here. These are so bad. This looks like a 10-year-old designed it. And like just threw like, oh, let's put some really bright green and really bright blue together. That should be fun.
I didn't give you too hard on it, Frank. It's certainly
I just don't like them.
certainly unique. I'm not too big of a fan, but to give this the anti-prestigious garbage, that's got to be the worst. I don't think this is the worst.
This is not the worst one.
I
think
think
this is
we're
the
yet
worst.
to encounter the garbage. We could put it there as a placeholder if made.
I have a second place garbage. If that's
Okay.
but
I
this
think-
for me is the garbage.
I think being a city edition jersey, and this jersey is supposed to represent Dallas, I guess. The first thing I think of when I think of Dallas is not graffiti.
It's not. That's like a Brooklyn thing. Like what Brooklyn has.
So
Font.
I don't know where this came from.
You do have that nice star in the shorts. It's like a belt.
I like the
buckle.
star. The colors are nice.
You like these colors?
I like the colors.
They hurt my eyes, man. I don't like them.
I mean, that's their colors.
But like bright green. They were like a darker green.
That's true.
Yeah, I can't see Mark Cuban okaying this. I feel like someone's gonna get fired.
Yeah, I mean they've already played in them. I've seen them play in them already.
Yeah.
And like the blue is too bright for their colors, and the green. Is
Yeah,
way
it doesn't
too-
match the pants very well. But
Yeah, and the pants are like a dark blue. Well, we can put it in terrible.
we'll
for
put
now.
it in terrible for
We're fine.
now, and then we'll decide what the real garbage one is, because there
Yeah.
are some bad ones. All right. Next, we've got the Denver Nuggets.
These are so nice. I love these jerseys.
Personally, these are one of my favorites.
Yeah, these are like top 3.
Um, this is a jersey they released. They released the same exact jersey, except in white. Last year, I think, for the City Edition jersey.
It was last year.
That was probably top 3 nicest of last year. I think the black looks a little bit worse, but it's still really nice.
It's still really nice. Yeah, you get the mountains in with Denver, and because they're big.
Yeah, Eric, what about you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan as well. I definitely think this even has go potential, dare I say.
It does have good potential.
Fantastic. Definitely, in my opinion, the best one we've looked at thus far. I love
Yeah,
it.
I would agree.
It's It's like so unique, but it's not like overwhelming like the Cleveland jersey.
We can always move it up later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I'll put it with amazing for now. Does anybody disagree with that?
No, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, we can always move it up because it's not below amazing. It's definitely
Yeah.
Well, you have to wait till the end if to his time to go.
Yeah, exactly. You have to wait till we see all of them.
Well, I know for a fact that there's a GOAT jersey.
I think
So-
We all know the one that Tyler thinks is the GOAT jersey.
That's unbiased. I would still think it's the GOAT jersey. But we got the Pistons here.
This doesn't do it for me. There's so many other designs.
I see what they're trying to do with the whole like what is it? Is it Chevy or Ford?
I think it's Ford. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. It's some kind of car brand.
Yeah, some car has the two stripe thing going
Yeah.
down. Yeah, it's the Ford. I see what they're doing.
I see what they're trying to do. Yeah,
I don't like it.
I don't either. I would have rather them go with the throwback ones that like the early 2000s one were.
Yeah,
like the horse on
with
it.
the horse.
Those are so much nicer. Yeah, those are so much better for me.
I agree.
Yeah, this is not doing it.
Yeah, I would put that in the bad category.
I think it's
also-
terrible.
You think it's terrible?
Eric, what about you?
I'll say terrible, but I think it's in front of the other two terrible.
Okay,
It's better. Yeah.
so we'll throw it
it's
in
better
bad.
than the other two.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Golden State Warriors.
It's average. I mean, it's kind of the same design every year. They always look like that. They always
Yeah.
have the little like tree-looking thing in the
I don't see how this like the town. I don't know how that resembles
Like when you just say the town, I don't think of like Oakland. I don't.
Oakland
I
or
think-
San Francisco or
I think
anything
of
over
like
there.
I think of like Los Angeles or like New York City or whatever. So that's why it's like average. It's okay. It's not like ugly like the other ones we've seen, but it's like not. It's not something I would wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think the word is average here.
Yeah. It's like eh.
There we go. Average.
Yeah, we'll go with average.
Next up, we've got the Houston Rockets. I
like
have-
these.
You like them?
I vibe with these. Yeah. I like the font. Is the biggest thing for me. I really like the font.
So the thing that I love about these is how it resembles like a NASA like astronaut uniform
Exactly. Yeah.
with the whole like with the Rockets name as like a patch on the side. The lettering, like the font,
And you even have the USA flag there.
the USA that does it. And like even the designs on the side really makes it look like it.
Yeah.
So I love it. Eric,
I
what about
totally
you?
agree. I think we're looking at amazing territory.
Amazing. Yeah, I
That's
agree.
probably an amazing one.
100%. Next up is the Pacers. Now,
These aren't as good. This isn't as good as the Houston one, but I think it's a good jersey.
personally, these are kind of like the Pacer one, the Rockets ones, in the fact that they just resemble like their city so well.
Yeah,
Because like Indianapolis has the Indianapolis 500 and like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, so they're going with like the racing thing here, and they got like the checkered flag on the side here in the blue, the checkered flag on the pants, the number in the circle like a lot of NASCAR drivers have on like their car.
That's a really good jersey.
So it just looks like a race car basically. So I really love it for that.
Yeah, me too. I'm a big fan. Good to amazing. Somewhere in that range. I think it's very good.
I probably put it as a good one because I like the Denver and Houston and Brooklyn better than that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Clippers.
I think it's a good jersey. The really thing that does it for me in this one is the font, because it's a really like a GTA kind of font, you would say, and like GTA is mostly in like Los Angeles or like
Yeah.
New York City, so.
So the reason why I love these jerseys so much is because of that font.
Yeah, exactly.
When they came out, I think these jerseys leaked early. When they came out, it was just the font. It was like the Los Angeles logo. So I initially thought it was going to be the Lakers jersey, and then they came out with this Sports Illustrated cover.
Yeah.
Which initially leaked, which was like the reveal for the Clippers. They just put it on Sports Illustrated. This would be my GOAT jersey.
Really?
But it's not.
I don't
There's another jersey that's better, but like this was my second place. If we had a second place, this would be my second place.
This would probably be third for me. So I probably put it in the amazing category. Also, can we just look at real quick Montrezl Harrell's face and Landry Shamet in the background here? Like what are they up to?
I just love Lou Will in the back, just like
Lou Will's just like chilling. Also, Kawhi's got a weird face going on. It's just a collection of weird looking guys.
Just odd.
I heard Kawhi's sweaty. That's what I hear.
Yeah. It is sweaty. We can't draft it.
So are we consensus amazing here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next, we've got the Lakers.
Again, like the Celtics, they didn't really do anything, so that's why I put like the average to maybe good range if you guys think it's good.
Yeah. I would almost put it below average.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you didn't really do anything. It kind of looked the same to me. I know Shaq designed this one, or like had a big part in designing this one. But
yeah, it's like paying homage to Shaq.
Yeah, because I know he wore this kind of jersey when he played with the Lakers, so it's kind of like you didn't really update anything. It's kind of like the same thing that Shaq used to wear. So, if you're a Lakers fan, I'm sure you'll love it because it's like the same thing the Lakers always wear. So.
The thing is, I like these, but the fact that they could have done so much better.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Clippers were so good.
Oh, the Clippers are far out there. But it's like the thing with the Clippers is you can change the Clippers around. With the Lakers, you can't really do anything with because like it's the Lakers. They're one of the most recognizable franchises in all of sports. So you're not gonna really like mess with the Lakers image.
So
I put maybe like the average to bad category.
Yeah, I agree. Either one of the two.
I'm gonna put it at average just because I think it's good.
Yeah.
Grizzlies did not release a uniform this year, so we are using the one from last year, which is.
I think they're using the Memphis Grizzlies one.
Did I put it in here? Oh, that's right here.
Not the Memphis.
It's right here.
Vancouver Grizzlies.
Can you see? Can you guys see this?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's bland.
Yeah.
It's bland. It's probably bad.
I agree. Bad.
Bland.
Boring. All right. Next up is the Miami Heat.
Of course, always Miami. Miami's either they're probably two or no. Oh man, transfer. Yeah, I mean, I don't agree. I think they're amazing. I don't think they're the best one.
You think they're amazing?
Yeah, I think it's like I like Denver's better just because they switched it up a little bit. Like this Miami one, it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's always good. But they always do like the same basic idea, which is the Vice jersey.
But like it is there like the Vice. Here's my thinking. The Vice is the best you can possibly do. Like, what was it? The Lakers last year with their with the snakeskin jersey, the Black Mamba jersey. like that was the best you could possibly do. So anything below that, you couldn't possibly make your best jersey. So what the Heat just did was recreate it in all the colors that you possibly can.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I just like the Denver one better. And I like we haven't got to it yet. I like a different one better. So this would probably be 3.
Eric, what do you think?
Yeah, for me, right now, in terms of the ones we've seen, the GOAT conversation is between. I'm a big Houston fan. I love Houston's.
You're a big Houston guy?
I think Houston's and Miami's right now. Those are the two. Because I'm in love with those jerseys in Miami. They're phenomenal. I line up with Maine's here.
Okay.
Well, we can move it up.
We can
We'll keep it amazing
we
for now.
we
We'll
will
see.
eventually move that one up.
We can make an exception maybe for 2 up there. Because, like,
Yeah,
2
we
of them
we
just-
may be able to put 2 up there. All right, we've got the Cream City Bucks jerseys now.
These are good.
I don't know what Cream City means.
Cream City is like the name for Milwaukee. That's like the like how the shorts like the Motor City. Like this is Cream City.
Is that like something you knew before they came out with these jerseys, though?
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, okay.
I forget why they're called cream. I don't remember.
It says here, due to the cream-colored bricks used in a lot of local architecture.
Yeah, so it's like a stupid name, but that's what they're called. It's good. My favorite part of this jersey is the M on the pants.
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty cool design.
I'm not in love with
Other
it.
than that,
Yeah, I'd say like the
Average
Apple
to-
are bad, to be honest. I'm not a big fan.
I think it's bad. Just
you
'cause-
guys said bad. I was gonna say average to maybe like best bad we have.
I don't know. I mean, I think it could have been better.
It definitely could have been better.
So next we are going to the Timberwolves.
Represent. Listen, I like these.
Does anybody have
the
anything
ones-
good to say about these?
I like these. What's wrong with these jerseys? I like them.
What the hell is it?
It's like Minneapolis because the Lakers used to be in Minneapolis, so it's kind of like a throwback Lakers design.
I think Maine's is being too hard on it, personally.
When I
Listen,
first saw these, if you just put the jersey in front of me, and now I can see the Timberwolves logo and it says Wolves on the side of the shorts. If you just put the jersey in front of me, which is what initially happened when they first came out, I had no idea what team it was.
You don't see the Minneapolis right here?
It says
That's what
MSP.
means. Yeah, Minneapolis.
Well,
That-
Tyler not being an acronym savant is besides the point.
How does
I mean,
Minneapolis go to MSP?
That's like the abbreviation for Minneapolis.
If you spell out Minneapolis, there's no S in front of the P.
Okay, it might not be like. That's how you abbreviate it.
That's dumb as hell.
I didn't say it was good. I just said that's how you do it.
Tyler's beef has moved past the jersey just to the whole.
Yeah, just the Timberwolves in general.
Done. He's not a fan.
Listen, I vibe with these. I like these.
I don't know. This is.
Oh, okay. So it's a tribute to Minnesota's Twin Cities. Of Minneapolis is the M,
Yeah.
and then St. Paul is the SP.
Okay.
Listen, it's not nearly as good as the Purple Rain ones they had last.
The Purple Rain ones were amazing.
It's one of those where like anything other than that isn't as good.
Exactly. But I think these were so incredibly bad.
You hate these? These are terrible to you? These are garbage?
These are the garbage ones for me.
Really? Oh, I don't. Dude, that's harsh.
Which category, Frank? We're gonna have to average this out.
I have a little bit of bias because obviously I'm a Timberwolves fan.
Yeah.
But I would put them in like the average category. Average to maybe good. Tyler just hates them.
Okay, so far we're at bad on the average.
Yeah.
Eric, where are you putting
That's
it?
the average of the two.
And I think I'd say, man, I'm sorry, Frank, but I think they're terrible. I look at
Oh
them
my
just
god.
they're well.
I just really like the color. I don't know.
And in my eyes, the Mavericks jersey is miles ahead of this one.
What? Dude, the Mavericks is ugly. Look at that.
Now there are some bad ones that are worse than the Mavericks one
So
that we
you're
are
also
yet to get
telling
to.
me that this the Timberwolves one is worse than the Motor City ones.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, in my opinion.
Really?
I think the Timberwolves one is the worst one. If I can't tell what the team is, what
For me, a big part of it is just how big the fall off is from that Purple Rain. That was one of my favorites to this. I'm
Exactly.
taking extra points off.
All right, I guess
it went from so good to so bad so quickly.
It's disappointing.
All right, well.
What do we got next? Pelicans.
These are average. They're okay. It's kind of like the same thing they did last year.
I feel the same way.
Average.
These are. What did I say was my second place before? Clippers.
You said Miami was the best, and then Clippers.
These are my second place actually.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really? I don't think they're that good.
Just
I mean,
because.
they're in a good category,
So it's the same design as last year. Except last year they did it with red, gold, and silver, which is the team colors. This year they did it with the Mardi Gras colors, which I think looks a million times better.
Oh, it's better than last year's jersey. I will say that.
This is actually a jersey that I was this close to purchasing.
Whoa.
So
We'll put it in the good category. 'Cause, I mean, Eric, you said average, right?
Yeah, so put it good.
okay.
And Tyler says fantastic, so we'll put it good.
Okay. Next up is the New York Knicks.
These are good.
See, I disagree. Much like their play, I feel like it's terrible.
Terrible.
I think these are okay. They do throw it back to the old jerseys with the square things, the colors around the edges, which their old jerseys had. And then on the side, if you look, the lines are different lengths
They're
to
staggered.
look like buildings, to like the New York City skyline.
Then do you still no opinion change with that?
It's a stretch. Maybe get some buildings on the jersey. That's not a.
The actual skyline would be fantastic.
Yeah, that's not like really build up the city aspect.
What they got the throwback Knicks logo on the shirts.
Unimpressed.
No? Alright, well, I think they're average.
So that probably averages out to maybe bad or average.
You think it's terrible, Eric?
Terrible to bad. And what do Frank says average? What do you say it is, Tyler?
I think it's average.
Yeah, so just stick with average.
Okay. Next up is the Thunder jersey.
These are good. These are solid jerseys.
Now we are not thinking about the fact that these are honoring the victims of the 95 bombings.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're just looking based on.
We are just looking at
We're
the jersey itself,
Strictly.
Yeah.
not what it stands for or anything in this sense. Because personally, I think the
it's a nice
fact,
jersey either way.
yeah, personally, I think the fact that they made a jersey to honor the 95 bombings is amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think the jersey looks like crap.
I think they're good.
I just like the jersey personally.
Yeah, it's just something that I would wear personally. I would wear this.
I'd probably put in the good category. Frank, you thinking good?
I would go good, yeah. So
Main,
you could put an average.
I think it's terrible.
Okay,
So I'll put it in average if we average it out.
Yeah.
Put an average, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's terrible. It's like brown. It's like not even gold. It's like brown.
Yeah.
I think once you wear them on a court though, with the lights on, it'll be gold.
Okay.
Possible.
All right. Next up, we've got the Orlando Magic with Mo Bamba as a gorgeous model.
Of course. These are a pass.
You don't like them?
These are bad. I pass.
Eric, what about you?
Yeah, I'd agree with Frank. I think just like meh.
I like them.
Tyler's like, these are great.
I like that they're like Orange County, orange, and like because of the
Yeah,
Florida's
I
like
think
the
orange
orange.
is too dark. I think if they did a red or orange, it would be nicer.
So how do we feel about average?
I put bad. Eric says bad. Tyler, what do you say? Good.
I say average, so we can put it at bad.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Philadelphia 76ers.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys go first. I go first.
I think we're looking at prime good category. Not overly great, but it's good. I look at this jersey and I think good jersey. Not amazing, not good. Good jersey.
I think that these are good jerseys, good-looking jerseys, but they got very lazy. If you look at, so these are the City Edition jerseys from this year. If you take a look at the City Edition jerseys from last year, it's this exact same thing, except it's just Phila. It's just the PHILA.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So this year, all they did to make their new City Edition jerseys was just add the Delphia.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. If they changed it and made it more, like I know they have the Liberty Bell on there, which is obviously like a Philly kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's on the side.
It's on the shorts right here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh, they have the cracked. They have the crack too.
Damn.
That elevates it. Actually, I didn't see that.
I think we're looking at good.
I think we'll put good.
Yeah, I like good.
The crack pushed it up.
Yeah, it was like almost average. It was like borderline average. Good.
Okay, we've got 7 more. The Suns.
The only redeeming quality of this jersey for me is this patch on the shorts.
Is the shorts, yeah.
All other than that, not doing it for me.
Yeah.
I personally am not impressed at all by these.
Yeah, they pretty much have the same jersey.
Like I think the last year it was just the exact same thing except it was all purple instead of black.
Yeah, it was purple and orange.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of black on the shorts, and that's it.
Somewhere in that bad to terrible range. I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm thinking like.
I put it as bad.
I'm thinking terrible.
I still like Minnesota, but yeah.
Eric, do you like bad or terrible?
I think I gotta go terrible.
Okay.
I'll put terrible on.
Next up is the Trailblazers.
I love these jerseys.
I'm a fan as well. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I love
really
these.
like the colors.
I love these just because of how simple they are.
Yeah. It really gives me like a 70s Trailblazers kind of feel.
Yeah. So, I would put these in. I'd put them in the.
Amazing with these, probably.
I'd put them in the good category. Eric, what do you think? What do you think?
I'm gonna break the tie and say amazing. I think these are
Okay.
truly
I'm
amazing.
okay with that. That's a jersey I would buy.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
The Kings, Sacktown.
These are my garbage jerseys.
Really?
These are my garbage ones.
I like these.
Really? Oh, jeez, yeah. No, not for me, man. Why are they red?
Because the old Kings were red. They were red and blue.
They haven't been red and blue for decades.
Yeah, they're throwing it back.
I don't know.
What, like 75 years? No. These are my garbage ones, but
This is powder blue on the trim here, not
red doesn't go with powder blue. I don't like the red and powder blue.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know.
So you think it's garbage? I think these are average. Eric, what do you think?
I'd say like bad probably. So maybe terrible or bad.
Yeah, I put it bad.
Yeah,
I'll put it at that.
fair.
I hate them, but that's just me.
Spurs.
They're
I
average.
I don't like these. Just because I think this is the second year
Yeah,
that
they do camo like every year now.
they do
Which is
camo
not-
every year, and there's so much more they can do with the city of San Antonio,
Yeah,
especially with their
the thing they're going
throwback
with here is, like,
colors.
the military bases in San Antonio is like their biggest.
Yeah, and I get
So
the camo for like if you were to do it one year, but you can do something totally different another year.
I like the like traditional camo colors more than these.
Yeah.
These, I don't know why. Just they're average. They're
I'd put them at bad. Eric, what do you think?
I'd agree.
Bad?
Alright, we'll go bad then. Can't believe you guys like these Sacramento jerseys more than my Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves ones are so.
The garbage range quite yet. They're in the terrible. I don't know.
The Raptors.
All right. If you don't like these, man, I don't know what you want.
I
are
love
so
these.
clean. This is something I would definitely wear.
I would buy these.
These are clean.
I gotta agree. They're very nice.
These
I
are
think-
like the amazing kind.
I think these are amazing.
Me as well. Simple, round, amazing.
All right, two more. Got the Utah Jazz.
Well, you guys aren't going to like this, but these are my GOAT ones. These are my favorite ones.
When these first came out, they used these same jerseys last year. When these first came out, these were my second favorite to the, I believe it was the Pink Heat ones,
Yeah.
which are the greatest NBA jersey of all time. The greatest.
I
Um,
love it too. Like,
It's up there. It's up there. I don't know.
These, I just feel like they could have like changed up the colors. I don't know, made it purple. Just like the Jazz are purple.
Yeah, I agree with that. Purple would have been nice.
I don't know. These are just my favorite ones. Like these in combination with the court they have, I think looks incredible.
I would put these at amazing.
Yeah, I guess I'd go good to amazing.
All right, and last but not least, we have
What's the last one?
the Washington Wizards.
Wait, how did we? Okay.
What?
If you go back to the page, there's like 5 on the bottom.
No, there's not. There's one.
I don't think. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
How do we feel about these, Frank?
They're average. There's nothing really that like tells me it's DC. Like other than the.
It says DC on it.
All right, what I just said.
There's
was
nothing
other
that
than
tells
the
me it's
letters.
Minneapolis about the MSP.
The MS what? That's the.
We debunked that. It's Minneapolis, St. Paul.
You just
That's
said there's
wrong.
nothing that tells you that this is DC. It
I said
literally
other than
says
the
DC
other
on
than
it.
The letters. There's nothing that tells me they're DC. With Minnesota, I can tell the color because that's the Minneapolis Lakers color from a few decades ago.
For me, I think we're missing a real opportunity here if you're the Wizards. I like the jerseys. I think they're good. But I really would go all out in terms of being patriotic. I would.
I would have made it a straight American.
Yeah.
There's fucking blue stars on the side and red and white stripes on the pants.
I don't know.
Here, if you
That's-
need,
Not quite so.
Tyler's making his case right now.
it looks like this.
Okay, alright, well, that's a better angle.
Oh, I
Can't even
what you're
see
saying.
it. I don't know.
I mean, they're average.
I bought the Washington one.
That one's better than the DC one.
I like the DC one better.
They're average.
I would say average as well.
You guys are fucked.
Tyler's livid.
I think they're
Well,
amazing.
Okay, that's fair.
All right.
So we'll have the GOAT debate, and then we'll have the garbage debate.
Yeah.
All right.
So which of the amazing jerseys do we think is the GOAT?
I'm stuck between Houston and Miami, and I know Maine's is gonna say Miami.
Unbiased, Miami.
Yeah, fair.
For me, it's either the Nuggets one or LA, probably. I'm gonna go with the Nuggets just because I like the rainbow color of the design.
I feel like if we add up our rankings, Miami's gonna end up on top.
Yeah, I mean, if we average it out, it'll probably be because Miami's probably number 3 for me.
Okay.
And it's like 1 or 2 for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Miami's the GOAT.
Now, garbage for me, I guess we have to pick between the terrible ones.
Yeah.
Even though the garbage for me is Sacramento, but you guys like that. So. Mavs. Mavs.
It's close. I'll say Charlotte. I'm just like, I look at that and I'm like, so indifferent to it. And like the worst kind of indifference. They're just so like, meh.
Minnesota.
If I were to pick my favorite between the 4 of these, I would probably pick the Mavericks. So, for that reason, I don't think that one's garbage. The garbage one. Just because if we were to average it out, I don't think that one would be it.
I'd love to put Minnesota in garbage just to see Frank rage.
I would love to do that too, but Frank likes it for some god awful reason.
Man. I like the color.
So bad.
Well, if it's not gonna be the Mavs, my second one will be Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Charlotte.
Okay.
Damn.
All right, there it is.
Are we good? Are we good with these? Is there any that? I mean, it was consensus, so.
I approve.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Miami's the GOAT. Just like always.
Always, no matter what.
No matter what. Alright, well, I guess that'll wrap things up here this week. Anything else you guys want to add?
No, it's been a great week. I think we're good.
Nope, yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see who takes the early lead in the predictions. I got my fingers crossed for Harvick and Overeem.
Pettorini, baby.
Frank, we need that.
Next week we'll talk about The Last Dance, because that's Michael Jordan documentary is wrapping up next Sunday. And hopefully NASCAR and UFC will bring us something to talk about. Is UFC on ESPN?
I think the Wednesday card might not be, but the Saturday card is. The one we predicted on with the real.
Okay.
I believe the Saturday card we predicted will be on free television ESPN.
Okay. Sounds good. Alright, well, this has been the Couch Potato Show. Hope you guys liked it. We'll see you guys next week. And adios.